Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo. Welcome in, welcome in. Just have a sip of coffee. How are y'all doing? It is Friday morning here in Tokyo. Hope everyone's doing well. Organize my desk a little bit. You know what we're doing today? We're still working on. Start the timer. Let's go. Welcome in, Chicken Meister. Couple things. I didn't finish the other side, but I have moved on. Just flick over. We'll look straight at the block. Yeah, I didn't finish the smallest dots. I did about halfway. Maybe I can show you here. So the bottom bit all got done, and then I got about halfway on this one, and there's a bunch of the smaller dots that I still have to do, but it was getting to me. The small dots. Actually, let's talk about this. I'll switch over. Okay, so we can see this big. So this bottom section and this top section, I've done about half of this, but it takes the same time as doing this because there's about the same number of blocks in dots in this small bit as there is in this. And so like the smaller dots, because they're smaller, they don't go quicker. They go the same speed. You still have to cut all the way around each dot. And so the smaller you get, the longer everything takes, obviously. And I was exhausted and I got a little bit fed up. And I had to change something. Otherwise I was gonna lose it. So I moved on and started doing the other side. I started the more complex side first, and I left the the bits with less dots to do after. It's kind of dark, the camera. Why does it do this sometimes? Sometimes it's just really dark. And so I flipped over, and I'll have to go back to them later. But I figured if I could finish a portion, that might cheer me up a little bit. I didn't finish it. I turned it over about 2 p.m. yesterday. And then I ended up actually getting an early night. I went to bed at like 10:30. I wasn't doing very well yesterday. But we're here. We're ready. Let's go. Let's get some cuts in here. Let's get some music going. It's working today. Thank you. And where is my reference? All my reference are in mirrored. So they're the same as they appear on the block. Obviously, when we paste stuff down, everything gets mirrored because we're looking through the back of the paper. So the printouts also get mirrored just because it makes it easier. It's much quicker than trying to like figure out where we are on the block and reversing in your head. And because it's printed at the same scale as well, I can line them up on top like this, which is quite helpful. It's not on the camera for you guys, but why is it so dark on that? And a bit of oil. So the plan today is to just try and get this side done. In terms of stories and stuff, I don't have much because I don't leave the house anymore. Occasionally I go to the convenience store. And of course I drop my son off at school. But other than that, I can't expect interesting things to happen and to have interesting stories when you don't do anything. I am going camping though. Oh, I got something to show you later. My wife made me something quite cute. I got a couple show and tells though. Oh no, we got construction. Can you guys hear that? I guess when I'm speaking, you're going to be able to hear the construction noises next door. 5 months later, more dots. Well, I don't have 5 months to do this. This is kind of why I called the stream title Sisyphean. Because it's actually got to be done by the 10th. I'm not sure if there's any point pushing to that date. Because if I can't finish, then there's not a chance in hell that anyone else can finish their portions of it. But I really don't think it's possible. I don't think I can do it. And definitely other people won't do it. So I'm not really sure what my plan is. Probably, yeah. Although this image sort of has, there's a few blocks with a lot of dots, but the small ones is definitely the one of the most complex, if not the. I haven't seen all the other blocks, but I looked at the image. But even still, I'd put any money on that nobody else will finish by the deadline. The most frustrating thing about that when I've got these deadline stuff is that in the past, like always, I don't think I've ever been late on a deadline. But always there's like someone is late on a thing. And I've pushed myself to like get it done in 2 weeks. And then it was all for naught because there's other people that take like they've had like an extra month to do it. So instead of having a month and a half, I did it in 2 weeks and killed myself, you know. But no one's thought to tell me that actually this is not going to be done in that deadline. You can ease up a little bit. So that makes me not too pleased. It's grumble again, isn't it? I'm sorry. I mean, I'm really sorry. I don't want to. Maybe it's best that I just like don't stream for a little bit and get this done. If I'm just going to sit here whining. Truth is, I'm not really having much fun anymore. Especially when I consider all the hours I'm putting in and like what I get back for it. And if I was to spend those hours working on my own business, like I'd be in such a good place. I could spend, 80, 90 hours a week working on my own stuff. The things I could do with that time. That's probably the thing that sticks out and says like maybe you should think about doing other stuff. There's no reason for it to be like lots of coffee in the shopping list, yeah. Actually a bit too much. Although I am pretty good with it, I keep it pretty standard. I used to be really bad with coffee, especially when I had a coffee shop and I was like sampling different roasteries and stuff all the time. How many professional carvers are left in the Tokyo area? In the Tokyo area? I don't know about Adachi. They have a few. I don't know how many they have. They don't have anything to do with the association. But I guess they have about 4 or something. Probably somewhere around 4, 5. I don't know. I don't know if they'd have that many. And then in the association in Tokyo, there's Sekioka-san, and he has 4 apprentices, all women. And there's Asaka Sensei, me, who else? Recently, Asaka Sensei has just been offering anyone a position as an apprentice. He's throwing it out to everyone in his classroom now. I don't know how many he's got at the moment. Who else is a carver? I think there's a couple of other older guys. One of them was Asaka Sensei's younger. He was his kohai. So, like, started after Asaka Sensei. Same teacher, Kikuda Sensei. I think he lives in Kyoto. So that might be it for the Tokyo carvers. Oh, John-san. John-san. Then Kyoto, there's a few more. So what did I say? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think less than 10 is a safe estimate in Tokyo. But probably somewhere around 8. And I think there'll be a little bit less in Kyoto. Somewhere around 5, maybe. Jeff, we don't speak about that. That is not a thing, and I don't want to talk about it. The NHK drama about printmaking, it's all the Adachi people. So carvers and printers are all from there. There was a couple little cameos from Independence. One was the Matsaki-san. He's retired now. He retired a couple years ago. he was a printer, and he did a little cameo. So I think there's been a couple little cameos from people, but like 99% is Adachi. Are all the dots needed? Just a question mark. All the dots are needed, yeah. It's reproducing a piece of art, and it's like mostly stippled images. So yeah, all the dots are needed. If I didn't put a dot, there might be a white space in the print. It would be funny just to get halfway through that one with too many dots. Just carve around the outside and leave it like that. There was no time, I couldn't do the dots. Just create a rough border. Stab it with a knife a little bit. Yeah, the colour separation for this design must have been super tedious. Yeah. The thing is, you can do anything with woodblock prints. Any sort of art, you can take it and you can turn it into a woodblock print if you've got the time and the resources to do it. The question is, what's reasonable to do? I'm pretty sure these designs, I haven't talked to Asuka Sensei about these, but I know this artist worked with Adachi in the past, and I'm pretty sure these are designs that the artist wanted to get turned into woodblock prints, but Adachi would have told them, no, we're not doing that. But there's no key block for this print, it's all color blocks. There's no dark lines on this print, there's nothing outlining anything. It's just lots of blocks like this. There's some wider colors as well. I haven't seen the full color separation, but there will be. Or at least I hope there are betas. The colors running underneath everything. And then it will be printed with a lot of opaque pigment. So no key block for this. don't know how interesting the VODs have been. They're just, it's the same stuff as this. It's probably just me grumbling, grumbling, grumbling for the last four vlogs. When we finish this work, I'm going to try and do some more interesting stuff on stream. Unfortunately, this is what we're doing. In the past, I had so much energy for this type of stuff. You know, I've basically 6 years I've been doing the same stuff, like nearly 7 years actually. The same stuff, like always, deadlines are tight. Things are dropped on me last minute. It's like 80, 90, 100-hour work weeks, just standard. And then, I don't know, recently, I guess it's since having a kid, my time just, I don't really do anything for me anymore, and it's becoming not so fun. I'm kind of at the point where I'm thinking, is this a life? If this type of stuff comes up, it's insane. Yeah, yeah. It's too much. It's too much. I haven't had more than 3 minutes of personal time in like 2 months. Yeah, if I'm not carving, I'm bathing my son or I'm getting him ready for school. My tank's just sort of running a little empty, and I'm before I switched over to this back, I was sort of like I was ready. I was ready to just throw this thing away and be done with it. There's no reason. There's no reason for these time schedules. I feel like I've kind of paid my dues. You know, I've been doing this type of stuff for 6 years now. I've been getting this since I moved to Japan. Just basically like 60 hours working week is like that's a calm week. And then when shit hits the fan like this project, it becomes a lot more. I just can't do the late nights anymore. I can't do 4 hours sleep anymore. And I don't think I should have to. Anyway, has anyone got any interesting stories? Anyone doing anything interesting this weekend? It's good for me to voice this stuff. There's a lot I can't say, and so I kind of have to like bite my tongue and sort of talk around it. You have multiple clients, yeah. Well, there's two main jobs, and they're both like 8 hour a day work. If you don't take care of your mental and physical, the work might become an unpleasant experience for you, and that would be a pity. No, it's already there. I'm there. I'm not enjoying life at the moment. And it's all because a bunch of other people like dicked about. People are unserious. Things have become last minute. And it's always my job to fix everything up. I've always heard this, and it's a general issue in Japan, not realizing that extremely hard work is actually less productive over time. Yeah, no, it's really true. And the quality is worse as well. But of course, people don't care about the quality so much. People care about money. Dave did say you're the best car ranger. Did he? That's very nice. I haven't seen his streams recently. I heard that native people in Australia have practiced going on walkabout. Yeah, going on walkabout. Well, I'm going camping this weekend. I've got a couple days, and I'm sort of living for the camp at the minute. Going for 2 nights, 1 day. 2 nights, 3 days with the travel and stuff. I was looking at the travel. Was it this morning or last night? I'm a little bit worried that it's like nearly 6 hours drive there. And then I realised I had no tolls on. So it's actually only 2.5 hours. It's a really lovely area. Happy early birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Ad break. Oh, comment. I forgot to warn you. You can see that this side's going to go quite quickly though. We're making some progress. This is image number 2 of a set of 4. And I don't know what the schedule like on the other 2 prints are going to be like. But I think the reason this one is so tight is because the first one was delayed, but the schedule is like already set. So I'm guessing schedule timeline is not going to be any better. I think probably it's only going to get worse. Let's change the energy a bit. I want to show you something. I got a birthday card from my wife, and I told you we've been watching the Outlander series. She made a little itinerary with like some tartan on the side here. Day 1, through the standing stones, the itinerary, and then at the bottom, echoes of the Highlands and Back to the Future. It's very sweet. Must have used camera or something. She's really enjoying this show, I think. Very sweet. What's that? Depart from Agia. Ooh. Stop at a service area that's got like a play park for him. Itinerary, yeah. It's just a loose itinerary. Evening campfire and stargazing. Echoes of the Highland Day 2. Morning walk by the lake. Play lunchtime in Mikiba Park. Afternoon nearby onsen and chill. Evening family time. Sightseeing at Osato Terrace. Moegi no Mura. I don't know what that is. Kid is coming along. Yeah. Now we put some porridge on the side for him. We're just gonna leave him here. Help yourself. There's milk in the fridge. What do you call it in English? Like in Japanese, there's the word oyabaka when the parents like think that their kid is amazing. I don't know what the word for it in English would be. No babysitter now. Sometimes the baba, the grandmother, looks after him, but not really for prolonged periods. And also the camp is like for him. We've never left him for a day. So yeah, we might go on a little walkabout around Yamanashi. I've done a proper walkabout before, just like I used to do a lot of camping when I was younger. Ran away from home for a little while, just like a tarp, pot of honey, just like go wander into the woods for a little bit. I've done some walkabouts of my own. What did I learn about walkabouts? Maybe it was Crocodile Dundee the first time. Mika, thank you. Arigato. Totemo thank you. Overfond pairing, doting parents. It's more than that. It's sort of like that's one meaning of it. Doting parents. The other meaning of it is like parents who just think their kid is like the best kid. Margie too, thank you so much. I limited the thank yous to one per person per stream. And that applies to me too. But I thank you. Thank you. Yeah, but it's kind of like parents who think their kid is like so cool and so intelligent. He's a clever boy. He picks things up so quickly. I'm enjoying being a father. Wow, wow, wow. We've got a hype train going. Dan Scotch, thank you. Arigato. I need to up that limit to at least 3. My bitching and whining is not to like get some sympathy subs, you know. That's not what I'm doing here, but thank you so much. Life's so hard. If only I had some more money from Amazon Prime. Arigato. If it works, it works. Cheer up bits. This is enough. That's enough. That's enough. Thank you so much. Moi. I'm happy now. Oh, you've all made me so cheery. I gotta get some. I really gotta sort that out so that the people who sub appear on stream. I did have a play making back when I was doing the emotes. I don't like them now. I want to redo all the emotes, but I did have a go at doing little animations. I tried Procreate's animate software, and I didn't spend so much time with it, but I didn't really like it. I know it's not supposed to be one of the better ones, but I just wanted to try something simple. But I wasn't really a big fan of it. As soon as this is done, I'm gonna have to start thinking about the Nengajo, the New Year's card for my patrons and stuff. Cross or down? Let's go down. No, let's do this bit. Let's do this bit. Finish off this section. Oh, River Song, thank you. ありがとう。本当にやらなくていいよ。I'll put it all towards getting a new lens that zooms in and out. Wow, 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 wow. Citron, you don't have to do that. Thank you, Anthony. Gifted 5. Wow, 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 wow. Poison, thank you. Welcome in, welcome in. Citron, you don't have to do that. I've already said my thank yous. You had enough to eat. Early birthday gift. Oh, I really appreciate it. Yeah, more hazkashi yo. What I'm gonna do from now on, I'm gonna go just before stream, bitch into a pillow for 5 minutes, and then come on and just be happy. We made him blush. I know. I just feel like it looks now like I've just been doing a little pity party to try and get um, manipulative subs. I wasn't doing that at all. Okay, to change the topic, um, be a bit more upbeat about the future. What are you guys' thoughts on this? There's a serious lack of printers. And I spoke to Dave a little bit about this, and he seems amenable. He understands where I'm coming from on this. I don't really have a desire to print. I enjoy carving. I do a little bit of printing out of necessity, but I really want to specialize and just be as good as I can be at carving. But the situation is that if I ever do anything by myself, like I just can't hire printers. I've tried to talk to some printers in the past. I've tried to lightly sort of offer them work doing the bonsai stuff. It's not anywhere near ready, the bonsai print, but it will need to be printed at some point. Do I do a second apprenticeship? Sort of not the same as I'm doing now, a looser one. Start by maybe working in Mokankan on the 3rd floor, doing some printing. Because I can start being productive right away. And I'd be then in with the other printers, and I can talk to them, get advice if things are going a bit funny, whatever. Do I set myself my own sort of printing apprenticeship? Start doing a couple days a week. It's not the direction I wanted to go, but I think it's what I have to do, because if I can get proficient in, like, not just proficient, but if I can get to a high level in printing as well by putting some time into that for a few years, then I can also train people to do that for me in the future. So I think it might be time. I'm coming to the, well, I guess in March. Would it be 6 or 7? Hype chest. Woo, thank you. Share, share, share. Choo choo. From woodblock carving to sculpting. No, no, no. I'm not gonna get not that big a what's the word? Diversion. Depending on your long-term goals, having mastery of every aspect of the craft, others offers serious benefits, even if it's annoying having the skill. Yeah. That's exactly my thinking. And as long as I keep up with my carving and I keep improving in my carving as well while I'm doing it, there is a downside. Like the the, the body sort of adapts to different muscle groups and stuff when you're carving and when you're printing. It's really quite difficult. And ideally for a carver, you want to try and keep like your hand muscles as like soft and flexible and loose and not stiff and tight. And printing sort of works against what you ideally want for carving really delicate stuff. But I think it's quite minor. But yeah, that's my thinking at the moment, that I really need to now put some skill points into printing. Put some time into getting really good at that. So yeah, 7 years carving with Asuka Sensei, nearly, which is it 7 or is it 6? Started April 2019, carving with Asuka Sensei. What's that? Is that 7 in next year, April? 7 or 6? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. At the start in April, it will be 7, right? 6.5, yeah, 7 years. But will it be starting the 7th year or ending the 7th year? Seventh year next. So yeah, okay. So it'll be the start of the 7th, right? 6.5 today, starting the 7th. This is like really easy math, and I'm struggling so much. Anyway, I think you might end up doing more printing than carving if you go down that path. Um, yeah, that's a risk, but yeah, I might end up doing more printing than carving. But for the short term, that might not be so bad. Just like really go for it. Do a couple of years of like heavy printing, and then the sort of the idea I have in my head is then after I've got that I can start. I my basic workflow I imagine now will be do proofs myself, do like a batch, and then pass it off to other printers. And when you can do something and say, no, this is how I want it done. I want it done to this sort of balance. I want the lines to be this sort of grey. I want the registration to be this accurate. Once you can say, well, I can do it, then my main thing is a carver. You know, if I can do it, you can as well. Put the extra time in. I'll pay you well for it. It just gives you more authority to speak to a printer if you've done the test print yourself and it comes back and it's not quite what you want. You can then be a little bit firm with them and go, well, actually, be better. Is this conversation about Dave renting the building? No, it has nothing to do with Dave. This is just my personal growth, and I'm thinking about the future. Good to have a change of pace. I don't know. It might be good to get me out of the house a couple of days a week. I'm somewhere else. But typically, I'm happy. I'm enjoying my work. It's just the last few months have been too much. I thought you were adding an extra 40 hours printing to the mix. No, no, no. No, that would be suicide. So yeah, the actual carver's apprenticeship is 7 years plus 3 years of like doing work. So technically, whether it's in April or a year from April, I'll I'll write it down later. I'll look at a calendar, figure it out. Um, so I'll be technically done with like the technical aspect of it. So it actually works out as good timing to like. Asuka Sensei did the same thing, he did a printing apprenticeship too. That's what sort of gave him his authority to teach print parties and teach his students in his classroom. Chon-san's fine. He's got Rei-chan. But I don't have a printer. There's no future without a printer. And I'm a little bit nervous about the future, to be honest, without having those skills. I don't want to end up doing like Sosaku, just like doing everything myself. The end goal is to be, top carver, making beautiful prints. But to be able to do the test prints so I can have control of what the final image comes out to be would be a really helpful skill. Let's see what these comments are saying. Seems like printers are more in demand. Definitely open doors in the future. I'll never go down that route. I'll never start taking jobs as a printer. That's not something I'll do. Only during my training period would I do that. But if you have cav blocks, can you just take time to find printers? You'll still have blocks. Yeah, the problem is there's no printers. There's no one willing to take on work. Anyone who is a competent printer, they're already fully booked up and they're not taking any new clients on. Make the first run an exclusive limited edition Ginkgo run, then dump onto others to do normal production. I'm sort of doing that with the bonsai. And that might end up happening, which is another reason why I'm considering doing this printing thing. Those are going to be really difficult blocks to print as well. And there's going to be another aspect to those print. I haven't shown you like the plan for the other images in that thing, but there's also, it's sort of like Dave's Surimono albums where he like chose a bunch of different techniques and stuff, prints that highlighted different things that he hadn't done. And so it's also going to be a sort of technical experiment that there's going to be one that's going to have Shomen-zuri, there's going to be Kimidashi, Kara-zuri, Atenashi Bokashi, lots of stuff that I'm throwing into the different prints. And because there's three, I'm spreading them across. I'm not like making one print and like throwing the kitchen sink at it, because I think that can get a bit much and a bit tacky. You got to use them sparingly, but there will be. The second one will have some Shomen-zuri because it's going to have a lacquered plinth, and that will be front wrapped, sort of glossy. and then the last one will be quite a textural print. I guess Ayana took her Monday off from the itinerary. No, Monday is a national holiday. That's why it works out really well actually for my birthday. Well, it works out well, also kind of bad because things are really busy around my birthday because it's a 3-day weekend. Will you take on less Asuka Sensei projects in the short deadline during this time? I think I'm going to talk to him and try and. Well, I have talked to him about these deadlines that they're not really okay. If you want me to do work, give me a reasonable amount of time. So hopefully that gets better, and I just get projects that I can just. I don't mind doing the extra hours. Like I'm an okay worker. It's when I'm forced to every night without break, without like a month and a half without a 5-minute break. It's like it's too much. If I can have a night off every now and again, or have like one day a week where I can like have some real family time. Rather than just 12, 12, 12, 14, 12. Like yesterday, I went to sleep early, which meant I only worked 10 hours, and that was like, that was a, that was like, it was sort of like a day off for me. And that doesn't seem right. Train will be packed. We're driving. I've got a car. We're going to be driving there. How about printers from the UK, Europe? Yeah, Visa. Dave talks about this. Visa, Visa, Visa. So I think I might see. Um, I think I'll be making some moves towards doing a little bit of printing starting in the new year. I think I'm going to talk to Dave about it. I've sort of preempted it, and we talked about it before, and he said, like, you're doing the right thing, just like focusing on carving. I think that's the way to go. And now he sort of sees what I'm talking about, that the future's not very stable if I don't. And it also works really nicely with next year's plan for subscriptions and stuff. There's going to be a lot less um, carving work. There's still big projects I can work on, but like no time deadline with them. And so sort of everything is kind of clicking into place, you know. And I'm quite good at listening to these things aligning. That's the reason I'm in Japan, sort of that intuition that now is the time. And my gut is telling me that that's the right thing to do. Uh, Once you master printing, you can make paper. All that's left is mining materials. Yeah. No visa to get blocks into Europe or UK shipment. I don't know. A thing about. Oh, hello, Koringami. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Thank you for the rave. Arigato. Did you have a good stream? What are you? Real Chicken Meister, you're double streaming. You were in here before the raid. What were you working on? What's the star sign you're working on at the moment? Koringami's making their designs. Are they intended to be prints in the end, or these are just purely design work? He's making some different prints with cats and the horoscopes. Sort of Clint-esque work. We were working on Leo. Cool, cool, cool. Kaleidoscope cat. How is it going? I'll print them too eventually. Paint. You'll release the designs too. Cool. You should get them made into like physical like a deck of cards. Like a tarot. Paint them and then turn them into prints. You're going to carve them all and print them all. I think the stream is quite productive. Still got lots to do on Leo. But you got a lot already done. Nice. Bookmarks is a good idea. It's not been too noisy out there today. It's good. I thought the construction was going to be really, really loud. In the new year, if I do start doing the printing things, I'll need to maybe figure out a new schedule for the stream. I think probably in the new year the evening streams will have to stop. I feel a little bit bad for the Europeans, but the VODs are always there. But yeah, it's kind of a lot doing the evening streams as well. It's fine when I've got work to do, but if I could potentially have a night off, but then I've got a stream, it can be a bit tiring sometimes doing the evening streams. But what I will do is I'll probably replace it with an extra daytime stream. So we'll have, I think 3 is probably a good amount to stream a week. 2 I feel like is a little bit too little. But there's no reason I couldn't do like a lunchtime stream. I don't think the times work out very well with basically anyone outside of Japan if I did anything during the daytime for me. Yeah, it's probably middle of the night for both America and Europe at that time. Oh, I got something to show you. I got an early birthday present. Go on to the face. We don't have much time, so I should show you this now. Okay, so I showed you a little while ago my woodblock bag. Yeah. So I got this bag that it's like put quilting inside and it's nice and padded, so I can, instead of wrapping up and then instead of wrapping up my thing in newspaper and then wrapping it in bubble tap and strapping everything down, I just pop the bag in here, I fold it over, and the lines are nice and protected. I can put them in my bag. I've got a new one. My wife's mother likes knitting and sewing and stuff, and she made me a new one. The other thing I wanted was I got these mats. I use these when I'm doing the clearing work. So if I've got any delicate carved lines on one side and then I've got some colours I need to clear away on the other side, use this and it lets the blocks spin freely on the table, but also the padding protects those lines every time the hammer hits down on it. It sort of absorbs that, and there's not putting too much pressure on the lines so they don't break. Anyway, I've got this one. This one goes inside the bag and it acts as a divider in there as well. So this is the one I made. The divider goes in there and then you can get 2 blocks in there or 4 small ones and they're not like clanging into each other. The only problem is this one is a little bit short. I can put the large all-band size blocks sort of vertically in them, but only the small size of all-band fits in this. So this next one, she made it for me and she did it. There's more quilting in this. It's a thicker one. And it's like 5 centimeters bigger, so it can fit an all-band really kind of easily horizontally in here. And she made me an extra mat as a divider, but also she made a smaller one. So this is for small size prints, so I can rotate it easier without this getting in the way. If I grab a block, so if I have a small block, let's put it on the standard size mat first. When I'm clearing, I clear like this. The chuck goes against the side here, and I'm clearing this way. When I want to rotate the block, I also have to move this across the thing, and it kind of gets in the way. So I asked her to make a smaller one. So this fits the block, so I can just rotate the block when clearing without having to move this around on the block very much. So I'm very happy with them. And it's cool colours. I got my favourites. Khaki and sienna. Is this sienna? Burnt sienna? And the lavender. I've got 2 blocks. And now the different projects I'm working on, I can keep them safe in my room. I can just like, I did have the bonsai print is going to fit inside this now. So there's the bonsai print, so it doesn't get damaged in the room. And then that folds over. There we go. Kind of a niche project. I want to get some little labels embroidered, like Ginkgo Hanga EST 2019 or whatever. But then stitch them onto the side. It's sort of an unnecessary item, but they've been really, really handy for me. Especially when I was going back like a few times a week to the sensei's studio. So you'll be seeing at least the clearing mats more often. But I'm going to put that to good use. You were at the bottom, actually. Full 8-hour shifts or multiple. I'm at 64 hours now so far doing these dots. It's going to be, it'll be more than 100 hours, which is a lot. But the other dots on the other side, they're so small. It takes the same amount of time, basically, as one of these ones. And also, like someone said earlier, like, I'm also probably less efficient now because just running on fumes. Can I zoom out? No, I've got a fixed lens. I can show you on the face cam. So it's a really big block. I think it's 55. Yeah. Oh, 50. 52 by 44. If I can get in close here. These are what you're just looking at. So yeah, there's quite a few of them. Yeah, something like that. This one won't take so long, and I don't think the one on the top will take so long either. This one, I can peel some back. Let me just shift this into range. So this one looks a lot, but nah, it's a lot. But because they're so close together, there'll be no ice ski work on any of this. So that will save me a bunch of time. And the bottom here, they're just kind of the same as the ones I'm doing down the bottom, these ones. But over on the other side of the block, they're really, really quite sparse. There's not so much here on this side. So that'll be kind of quick. So it's only really a dense area up here. And then some smatterings on the other side. This one, this is sort of the dense area. I've got to do the bottom bit as well. I think it was like a couple hours for a section. Ooh. I think this section was like 2 hours. So 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe 10 hours for this one. No. Plus the clearing work, so it'll be a bit more than that. That looks like soul-sucking, mind-numbing work. You work on this for half the day and do other work the other half of the day. Yeah. Yeah. I do 8-hour shifts for Mokwankan, and then I do as much as I can of this. If it was my own project, then I could take my time and I cared about this. Like the actual work, it just being mind numbing, it wouldn't be a problem. Like the actual act of doing dots is not the. It's not that. It's not that mind numbing. It's more so the state of mind you're in. I think I've just been a little bit bitter, and so the work is great. This is sort of the first time I've ever been like, well, I've been frustrated about deadlines before, but sort of fed up of doing the actual work. That's a new feeling for me. Just charge per dot. Like 1 yen per dot. Sounds like you need a bit of a recharge. Yeah, hopefully this weekend will be a bit of a recharge. Yeah, got a couple of days of just sitting by a lake. That'll be lovely. Do we have any questions? Because I answered the question so well last time. I saw in the um Discord that disable. There you go. I saw that I've stopped in the links for. She does a little summary of. I'm not so sure. Um, they they do a little summary of the streams with all the links and stuff that was shared in chat. And at the bottom, what did she write? What did they write? Q&A time. What iPad do you use to touch up and edit the images? Answer: I don't know what iPad I use. So not a very successful question time last time. If anyone's got any questions, any interesting questions, doesn't have to be necessarily about the work. We can do a question time. I still haven't figured out. I did try and like. When you go on your settings and you look at your different devices, it just says iPad Pro on there. So I don't actually know what model it is. I don't know what the current model is. I did have another little look after because it was a little bit embarrassing after the question time answer. I don't know. It's been a little while now since I went swimming, so it's going to be tough starting again. I'm going to have lost a bunch of muscle. I probably gained a bunch of weight doing this project as well. I was on really good track actually, steadily losing from the swimming, getting really quite fit. Oh, that's just reminded me. Before I said that this is not going to matter to anyone except if you're actually a swimmer yourself. But I said on a different stream that my average pace was 120. And it's like that's when I'm doing speed laps. I'm only doing like 50 at that speed. So yeah. If anyone was thinking, Jesus, he's fast, it's because I was lying. That's not my normal swimming pace. I'm going at like 130, 132, something like that. So I've corrected that. Are you cheating across two platform restrictions? No. Chatting. No, I'm not. I will in the future. I think maybe from next year when I sort the schedules out properly. When I decide on what the new schedule will be, depending on how work is going to go next year. I think I will cross-platform. I'll do a YouTube thing as well. Yeah, but at the moment it's just Twitch. I'll just let the ad. There's a little ad, and then I'll say our goodbyes. Am I late? You know the answer to that, Firefish. You're just in time to say goodbye. Let's see. Sorry I've been such a miserable old shit today. Thank you so much for all the subs and bits. It did cheer me up and you did make me blush though. Thank you. Same category. I appreciate you. Tomorrow's Halloween. We didn't even talk about that. Tomorrow is Halloween. I hope everyone has a good Halloween. Get dressed, go out. I'm sure there will be new stories about the Halloween in Shibuya this year. I haven't done a Halloween party really, like dressing up since I was in uni. I definitely come to streams like this to motivate me to work on stuff. Bickering business talks are beneficial. You going as Dave Paul? I don't have a mist sweatshirt, unfortunately. Get kind of white spray paint. And I cut the beard already, so it's a shame. Anyway, I hope you all have a nice... I think we'll leave it there. Do we have anyone following? Oh, let's go to Yoshio. It's been a little while. They do... Is it Maki? Kiria? Let's go. It's right over here. Is it sending us? Okay. Right, everyone. Thank you so much. I will see you next Tuesday. Tuesday, yeah. Camping this weekend. I'm going to come back. I'm going to be super happy. And yeah, that's everything. I'll see you all next Tuesday. Have a good Halloween. Peace, peace, peace. Bye, bye, bye.